Alright, how's it going, guys? So, first off, I'd like to say I still hate these cores. I was instructed that I had forgotten that when you check this side of this part, it gives you your amplifier channel. And it is currently set on 3. So if we come up here, and it says total beacons 4, set to 3, we hit apply just to make sure. And we come down here. We do that. They say channel 3. And guess what? No modules to transmit. Wah, wah, wah. I still don't get it. I really don't. I have no idea. Change that to 3. Is that going to do anything? Probably not. I don't understand these stupid things. I'm going to stick with regular beacons because, well, I don't think beacons should be this hard. Anyways, today we are going to make the Stellarator fusion reactor. I've already got this one set and ready to go with everything. I basically just used this here where we have our robots because we already have most everything we need here, and brought in the circuits and the magnets here. The only thing we don't have currently is pumps, and we need 80 pumps to get this done. So we're going to make some pumps, and we're probably going to need a few of these to do so. So we need steel, engine, and pipe. Well, I guess that means we're not doing it here, are we? Seeing as how we have our engines over here, it would make more sense if we did it off of here. So let's just do, I'll put about 5 of them down here. And we need to set that for pump, and it needs steel, which we miraculously have right here. So there's that. So the only other thing we need is the engine units and the pipes. And we have our engine units up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down and under here, and we can have those go in like so. And let's go ahead and upgrade this one, and I think we're actually going to hook up the second one. We can upgrade it as well. That'll get our pipes out here. And then what I'm going to do is put one of these, and we're going to set it 4 pipes, and we're going to have those go out on the left side will be fine, because then we can just curve that up like that. That'll put pipes right on that same line with our engine units there, and that'll take care of getting all of that done. So now we just got to get an output here. So we can do this like so, and then run them together and up like this, and we can put them into a storage box, and then we can have them sent over. And this means that if we ever need them, we have them as well. set it like this. We'll tell it that we want to keep, let's see, I'll say 100 of them. Since we need 80, that'll keep 20 extra on hand. And there we go. And it looks like we don't have enough pipes. Well, that's why we have 3 of these sitting here. So we can hook up more when we need. And, you know, it kind of helps when you set up the other 2 to actually give them power to their assemblers so they can output. And it looks like they got plenty of room. Although I do believe we're going to go ahead and upgrade this just a little bit. Make sure they can dump on there as fast as possible. And it looks like it doesn't matter because we've already got the 100 that we need. So with that, we can go ahead and hit this. We can tell it that we need pumps. We need 80 at a time. There we go. And that'll bring them on in here. And as soon as they get loaded, looks like we need more titanium metal. Why are we out of titanium metal? I did have to redo this because we did not have. We took out the steam boilers to move the ceramic down. And so I put in this here. We have so much wood sitting around. I decided to just use wood to run the boilers for right now. And it looks like actually aluminum is our problem. We just don't have enough coming in quick enough. And we can actually put the stokers in here. So that'll give us extra. Because these are basically productivity modules. Which I should probably come in here and put them on. Since we now have the level 3s. And we'll just tell them we want 20 of them. And then they can get, I can drop them in as we need. This is taking a lot of our aluminum. So let's see here. And we've got plenty of aluminum sitting here. We can do productivity module and speed. I'm going to go ahead and do speed for right now. I'll probably make a couple beacons. I was expecting this to happen at some point, that we'd finally need more aluminum. So we'll just copy this one over and put another one over here. But it looks like we're doing just fine on the actual aluminum ore. And it looks like we may actually have to yeah, we might have to speed this thing up a bit because we're running a little bit low. We've got plenty of ore for that as well, so we might have to put a second one of them in. We're not going to be making a lot of these reactors, so we just need to get enough to get this first one done. And that'll be enough. But we're definitely going to beef up the aluminum production up there next time we have a live stream. We have also, turn that back on, we have also gotten the tokamak reactor research, but we're just going to look at the Stellarator today. And how much aluminum do we actually need? 200, or not aluminum, titanium metal composite. So we're almost there. Just gotta wait for a little bit more to come in. So I was looking through these, and it looks like we can either do, because there's 4 of these in here. There's 2 for the Stellarator, and then there's 2 for the tokamak. So these are the 2 that we can do. We can either do 1K liquid heat coolant and 1 deuterium and 1 tritium, or we can do 1K lead with 15 protium and 15 lithium. So while that's working on getting that made, let's take a look up here and see. We have 6.8 tritium and we have 68 deuterium. We still have tons of protium. So I think for the first one, we're just going to try protium and lithium and see how that works, because the other option was to use deuterium and tritium, and we have a little bit, but I don't know that we have enough. So I think we're going to go ahead and try this one. It does say that it is a 1 second craft, so it's going to take a pretty decent amount of lithium and protium, and we need 15 for it. So we're going to do this, depending on how big this thing is, somewhere up there in that area. So let's see if this bad boy is done so I can get the footprint of how big this is going to be. Yep, it is all done, and I'm not going to take these out into a box because, well, I don't think we're going to need that many of them. And it is a pretty good sized building here. Let's go ahead and we're going to have turbines to run this as well. So I think we should probably start using this area up here. So let's go ahead and put it down. And so we can do, as I said, the deuterium, the tritium, the protium, the lithium. We can also charge neutron containers in 2 different ways with protium, lithium, or the deuterium and tritium. And that is going to give us, that's 300 lead coolant instead of 1,000. And it's going to give us the 300. So this is going to take less coolant, but it's going to charge our neutron containers, and I don't know what we're going to need them for yet, so we're going to stick with just a regular setup here. So we need to get lithium in here, protium in here. So let's go ahead and start with the protium. And we're just going to run that straight up. We don't really need this wall any longer. I need to get that taken out at some point. Now we'll hook this up like that. And that will get our protium in here as soon as I hook that one up. There we go. There's our protium. Now we're going to need lithium. And for that, we're just going to run this lithium line right on up here. We can just go right over all of that. Just like so. And now we're going to copy our lithium crusher down here. And we're going to put, let's see, 2, 3, we'll start with 4. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 more on the other side to see how that works. And if we need those 4, we can turn those 4 on. So let's go ahead and get this set up here. And we'll grab some power cables. We'll have the output on the outside. In case we need them, we'll go ahead and set up the other side as well. There we go, that's plenty of power. And we'll just run this down like that. And then our lithium, we actually need ran into the chemical plant to make it like that, into the elemental lithium, I guess. So we're going to put this, hopefully we can get away with just one of them. We'll find out shortly. We're going to run this up both sides here, and then we can run this one over like that, and then we'll just curve it down here and bring it up the back side. And that seems to be a decent speed there. So we can now hook this up. There we go. So that'll give us our lithium. We need to get a power pole in there. And now we actually need to get the lithium in. Now, this is going to do 1,500. So we need to figure out just how many heat exchangers we're going to need for this. So we're going to do critical steam. And liquid coolant, that's the assembler. Critical steam, there we go. So 100 liquid lead coolant can be done in a liquid heat exchanger. And I seem to remember that was pretty quick. So I'm thinking if we're doing 1,000, we may need 10 of these. And I also don't know how quickly we can eat up the critical steam in the turbine here either. It says it consumes 100 a second. So let's go ahead and we'll just copy this up here. And we're going to put these out this side. And just in case, I'm going to put 10 of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And we're going to need to get a RoboPort in here. There we go. That'll work. Go ahead and hook it up here. Now to clear these trees, they're going to get real annoying real quick here. Alright, so that'll power that. They can bring those on in. We're going to need water for this. And we have water right here. So we're going to have to bring that across. And I'm guessing with the amount of water we're going to need here, we probably should set up a few. I'm going to start with 4. And we'll see how that works. So we'll go like that. And I think I'm going to make a tank. I need to go grab some aluminum. I think I'm going to make a tank just to store the water in to make sure that we have plenty. Alright, let's make us a tank. And we'll go ahead and let's put it, say, right there. And then we can do another one coming up here. And then we can bring the other 2 up to the side here. Bring this over up to there. And then we'll get this one up and into right there. And now that should keep us a decent amount of water. Now we just need to run that over. And I'm guessing we're probably going to need to bring it over in multiple pipes, just like we have multiple bringing it up to the tank. I'm going to go ahead and, for right now, I'm just going to do 1 so we can see what's going on here. And we're going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and hook up all of the water so it's already taken care of. The steam one I'm not going to set up all the way just to make sure if we don't need all of them, I'm not going to hook them all up here in the beginning. But I'm going to get all of the infrastructure basically laid out here. And we're going to hook up one for the moment and see how that works. Alright, so now let's get the turbine here. Copy it up here. And we're just going to put these not like that. There's 6 of them. That's a decent start. Let's go ahead and get rid of all these trees because they are just kind of getting annoying at this point. We get our... That's not going to work. Actually... let's see. If we do... one on the critical, or 2 on the critical, 1 on the lead. It'd be basically the same thing we did back the other side there. So I have 1 on the lead. And then we'll have this come down. And we need it to come back over and go in right there. I really hate it when the models sit over where the piping goes. A pet peeve of mine with Factorio. It makes it such a pain to see where in the hell everything needs to go. Alright, so now we can set that like that. And these I can go ahead and get completely set up because it's not going to matter if they're not getting an input. And then we'll go ahead and have it ready just in case we need to hook up the other ones. And we'll have everything piped and ready to go just like that. And then what we're going to do is that one is going there, but I'm going to have this one actually, because what I'd like to do is have it here, but, well, actually what we can do, hold on, we can actually do this. We can have this come up here, and this over there, and then that like that, because this is way down here. So yeah, that'll work. And then we can do not like that, so we can walk through here. And then we can just run this pipe all the way up. Now the only thing we have to worry about is getting a power cable in here for this cliff. So we can do that and just run that right up, and that'll connect all of them. So everything is good to go. Now the only thing we need to do is get our initial lead in here, which again, this is going to be a closed loop system, so we're going to do this with barrels, and each barrel can hold That's acid. Where is 50? And we need 1,000. So 200 barrels. There we go. So we'll get that started crafting. And let's go ahead and get a assembler over here. And we're going to set this for emptying the barrels. And I am filling up on barrels pretty quick here. We're going to go ahead and set this up. And we'll tell it that we want the liquid lead coolant barrels. I have it go in there, and then we'll put another one here, and that'll take the empties out of there. Get that sent the right direction, and then we can set up another one over here and just have them automated going over, because barrels only stack to 10. Let's get on over here to our lead operation. Alright, so we need to do the exact same thing. We just go like this. We'll throw all the barrels in there as they get crafted. We'll have them go down and then up. Make sure this is set only for that. Make sure this is set only for the empties, so they're not trying to drop anything off in here that's not what it belongs. And there we go. That will get them filled. And I probably should have thought about it. I need to change these over. I need empties to be requester, and then I need to do this exact opposite on the other side. I don't know why I thought storage would be what I needed for both. Let's go get this set up here, and then they can bring in our lead barrels for us. Alright, so we want a requester, and we want to set this for our liquid lead, and we need 200 of them. There we go, so that should get them brought in. We want this only for the empties, and then I can just dump all of these that I have, and then they will take them. There we go, so we are making steam, and you can see it is definitely not going fast enough. So excuse me, as I figured we need to set up multiple of these. So let's go ahead and hook them all up. And let's see how she works. Alright, so that's keeping it empty. Good. Now if we look up here, we're producing, we can max at 3.6, 3.8, and we are making 1.4 gigawatts out of our big turbines. So our smaller turbines are not going to have to run as much. There we go. We now have power, and it looks like we don't have the critical steam being used up enough. I'm guessing that's because our normal reactors are still on. But what we wanted to do was we wanted to speed these guys up. So let's kick in the speeds, which means they are going to take a butt ton more power. And we actually need more lithium. So we're going to throw some speeds into this one. And we're going to put in like 2 more of them. And let's see if that will help keep up with the lithium here. Alright, that looks like it's keeping up with the lithium fine. So now if we look, we are producing 4.1 gigawatts and we need 7. So that means we're going to have to pull some of these speed modules out of here, which I kind of expected. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we're at 4.2 of 4.8. We'll just take 1 out of each one. And we are now actually gaining on power again. So we're creating 1.1 gigawatts from our fusion reactor here. As long as we can keep the lithium up, we should be good there. We didn't set up the requester on the other end. I'll go over and do that. But it looks like that is going to be pretty good right there. We might be able to put in another one of these, but I think this excess that we have in the pipe is just from when we weren't pulling it in. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. So now we should be using up our protium, which means that this actually needs heat, which means our reactor can turn on. So again, I think I'm going to change this over to thorium instead of the U-233, because I think it creates way too much for what we actually are going to be using. But that is one heck of a way to kick in a bunch of power. I'm going to go ahead and clear this out over here. And we're going to look at the tokamak next time and see what we can do to get it built over here on this side and see how it does for power. But that is my first look at how to set up a Stellarator fusion reactor, and it looks like it's running pretty good. You guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, ways I could have done it different or better? Let me know. And if you have any more advice on why that beacon thing down there is still not working properly, let me know. And maybe when we get the tokamak in, it's supposed to output from 2 to 4 gigawatts. Maybe when we get it done, we can actually run these full speed, but you'll notice the tokamak actually needs all of these, and we need 1K of each. Yeah, we need 1K of each. And so we're going to have to stop our fusion techs. We've got 7.3 in there. So let's go ahead and do, no, wrong spot. What is that, control? No, control puts it in. How is it I take this out again? Honestly, don't remember. I thought it was shifting would do it, but apparently not. Alright, we'll just take that out, and that will clear it. Alright, what we need to do is put it on this side, and then we'll just tell this one the fusion tech, and we'll tell it if we have less than, we'll say 1,000. So if we've got 1,000 in here, it won't run. We've got 7. It's fine. So that'll start building up these other ones so we can get the tokamak built. And we will take a look at that in the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.